First off, I'm sorry, this review took too long to get up. The reason being, I forgot to check when the translation comes. That's the problem when the translations are not translated the same day as I want them to. And then, of course, job got in the way. So, yeah, this is an extremely late review of Shokugeki no Soma chapter 238. Pretty bad. I was hoping to have conversation like I had in the last one. But yeah, this episode is all about Momos scene, and we still haven't seen a single inblick into her, past. So, is this chapter meant to just further solidify that Momo is the winner? You all know me, I'm on the side of Megumi, because Momo needs to have a loss so she can become a little bit more modest. Or perhaps we will see her past only when she loses, so we can explain the personality, why she is like she is. But yeah, I am the Angry Anime fan, and in this chapter, first off, the other color page is actually the opposite side of the Elite 10 doing that, holding up each other. The funny thing is, though, that it's Rindo everyone is holding up, although Momo can barely hold her up. Is that meant to foreshadow what Charles and Anime World have said all this time? That yes, Rindo is the stronger one of Tsukasa, out of the 1 and 2. Well, we shouldn't be surprised if it's like that, because despair moves in a pretty strange manner, after all. But yeah, in this chapter itself, Momo serves her dish, a dish that looks very much incredibly, what do you say, gourmet dessert. It basically looks like she has roses in a basket. However, those are not roses. This is apple dessert dish that is shaped just like a rose. And just by sniffing it, you are into Momo's dreamland. As she shows her smug face, they take a bite, and they all mention that the sweet fragrance blossoms and creates a very wonderful feeling. And and it turns out that Momo is modeling after it a damask rose, and then somehow Momo takes forward a real damask rose and says it's Momo's is her favorite flower. So and according to Anne, it's said to have the most elegant fragrance of all the roses. People called it the Queen of Roses, and apparently even Cleopatra used to bathe in this kind of flower in her baths. Maybe so she could smell very good or have a wonderful scent, maybe is the right word to say. After all, it was like that. So, of course, many of the rebels wonder how, if you condense the fragrance and boil it in, the texture gets soggy. However, Momo did not boil it. She just used the rose's scent to soak in a premature throw. So then she took the big pile of petals and threw them into the pot and made a pink-colored sweet rose syrup. So she has apparently mixed roses also into these apples, having let them sit on 10 for 1 to 10, 20, so it could become very queeny. And apparently she has all that time also made a basket made of bread, just as much as she did this. So basically, this is what this is: a basket of roses. What is that word? A basket tart with the apple roses, or the queen's apple tart, as Momo calls it. So with that, with the bite, the judges acknowledges that she created a truly wonderful dish, and in a way, Momo is like someone of the fairy storybook or a fairy tale. Well, do not misunderstand, and do not misunderstand that either. I'm saying tale, not tail. Ugh. They sound so similar, so it's pretty easy to misunderstand. But I'm not mocking the fairy tale. After all, I was one of the only defenders of that show. But tale or tale Tale. Maybe we should call it. Well, maybe I should say it like that. I know it's wrong, but hey, when tail and tail sounds almost similar, is you get confused sometimes. So she is this resident of the fairy tale world, one who casts upon ingredients upon many other people, which is actually pretty evil if you think about it. Because if she is the fairy storybook maker, then this is meant to foreshadow that fairy storybooks are can sometimes have an evil influence. After all, Momo is far from sweet herself. She is she is, to be frank, a cute bitch, if I must have some foul language. So it's pretty funny that way that she can manipulate everything else. So so the judges have their orgasms, although the male ones are pretty disgusting. And of course, can anything beat this dish? As Soma worrisome look at Megumi, who is noted to not even pay any attention to all this. She is so focused into her mind, mentions how much she survived Erina's lectures, the practice battle with everyone, has helped Soma and Takumi, and not to mention have been trained by Shimoya. As we see in her fantasy, Shimoya is encouraging her to fight on, do not give in. And then we see Megumi with a face that we haven't seen since the Kurokiba Shokugeki. You know, did you read that chapter or saw that episode where one of the old man judges acknowledges that Megumi may look a bit timid to herself. I mean, may have a timid air to herself, but deep inside her, a silent fighting spirit burns. And as the ping pong tennis table have shown, she has a serious side there too. All of that is merged into that final scene as we see Megumi dressed in a gym clothing and all ready. As with serious eyes he says, I'm getting close, then strike, strike. Megumi's fighting spirit has not extinguished yet. But yeah, is that final scene meant to give me hope or is it meant to give us despair? Well, if you think about it, it's completely different. Momo completely turned everyone into a fairy storybook world, but Megumi is surprisingly having a sport fantasy. Well, she did say she loved shoujo manga and shoujo sport manga, but the fact that there's a shoujo book boxing that was actually kind of funny. But yeah, my girl Megumi has fierce determination into her fantasy eyes. So she may surprise us. Still, even the judges do not think that anything can beat this sweet fragrances. Whew, the chapters cannot come fast enough. I mean, I need next week. My girl Megumi will finally serve her dish, and how will it be? What has the skills she learned from Shimoya? Will it be enough? And more importantly, will we get a clue who will win? Who knows? All in all, well, it was an okay chapter. We saw Momo's attention to detail. I do not like her smugness, but I cannot deny Momo is incredibly adorable. I mean that. I guess that's the thing, right? She makes everyone think she's adorable, but she's not in personality. I mean, Megumi on the other hand is the exact opposite. She's just as adorable as she's sweet in personality. And the strange thing is, we saw her this time with a fierce determination one. Still, I really want Megumi to win. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.